Well, welcome to the National Health Priorities Project. My name is Dr. Carl Solscheider. I'm a Professor Emeritus of Health at Bemidji State University in Bemidji, Minnesota. For the past 20 years, I preambled each of my health classes with a comprehensive definition of health that included 6 components at first. As I further learned what mattered to most students as they thought about their health, those 6 components expanded to 13. And then I'd ask them to prioritize these 13 components of health as they see them in their lives. More recently, I've asked students to identify how satisfied they were with each of these 13 components of health. In doing so, I've developed a quality of life index that numerically identifies how satisfied students are with what matters most to them in their own lives. This individualized approach focuses on what is important to you, and not necessarily what the experts say should be important to you. It also uses a 1 through 13 weighted scale, so that the things that matter most to you are proportionally accounted for. This is an advantage to most health assessment tools, which treats each component as equal, where in reality they never are. Assessing where you're at is the first step to enhance your health and your future. This project will do just that. So we're interested in health, we're interested in priorities. So what are priorities? According to Webster's dictionary, a priority is a thing that is regarded as more important than another, a fact or condition of being regarded as treated as more important, or the right to take precedence or proceed before other events. Perhaps you've heard some say, the safety of our country takes priority over every other matter, or others may say, we need to make education a top priority in our community, while others will say, we need to make affordable housing our top priority. Because resources, time, and energy are scarce and finite, not all the priorities that we establish as a government or as individuals are possible to achieve at the levels we desire. That's why establishing well thought out priorities, they're important for both government and for us individually. So those are priorities. So what is a health priority? Well, let's talk about health first. Historic health definition, 1st century Rome. Mens sana et corpora sana, pardon my Latin, but that means a healthy mind in a healthy body. Sound mind in a sound body, derived from Satire X of the Roman poet Juvenal. A more recent definition, 1946, is coming out of the World Health Organization. And they say this, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Now that's not a bad definition in a sense that it adds the social aspect of health. But when it says a complete physical, mental, and social well-being, that's unachievable. And so as a consequence, I think we need to advance this. This is a 1946 definition, and it has not been changed since. A more recent definition that I proposed in 2002 at a national conference goes like this. Health is a dynamic, ever-changing condition of well-being that includes the interaction of the physical, emotional, intellectual, social, spiritual, and occupational aspects of life. So let's look at that definition for a moment. If something's dynamic, that means it's powerful. If it's ever-changing, it oscillates. It's a condition of well-being, of being good. And it includes interaction. And this is the first time that aspect of interaction actually comes into the definition. Oftentimes in health, you have one aspect and it'll help a little bit, and you have another aspect and that'll help a little bit. But when you put them both together, they will blossom and flourish. And so it is with our lives. A health example of that would be a small part of ibuprofen and a small part of caffeine. Those two ingredients together flourish. By themselves, they do very little for our headache or whatever condition you may have at the moment. So that's a wonderful definition. And then as far as the National Health Priorities Project is concerned, we have an updated one for 2015, and it includes the adjective optimal. Optimal health is both the outcome and the process of living life exceptionally well. It's dynamic and ever-changing, and is best achieved by purposely relating and interacting with the components of health that matter most. So let's look at this again, optimal health. That's what we can all achieve. We can all achieve optimal health. My abilities to run a 100-yard dash compared to most of you is going to be different. So what optimal is for me is not necessarily optimal for you. But it's both an outcome and it's a process. So living life exceptionally well. So what are these 13 components of health? Well, I've got them categorized into 4 different groups. First of all, there's mind health. The poet Juvenal had that with sound mind, sound body. Secondly, body health. And thirdly, social interactive health, which is also what the World Health Organization had in 1946. My contributions to this is external health. What are those components outside of us that seem to affect the quality of our decision making and the quality of our lives? So first of all, let's look at mind health. This is when you and I successfully receive and interpret sensory data from the body, our sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. Then you think, you feel, you attribute, you cause and effect, you contemplate the future, and you retain most of the important memories that you need. When your mind is effectively operational, you consistently make quality decisions. So for the purpose of this project, mind health is divided into 2 health components. They are emotional health and intellectual health. The first one, emotional health. This is where you value feeling good. Alcohol and other drugs excluded. Emotionally healthy people generally enjoy conditions of stability, contentment, resiliency, and happiness. So that's emotional health. Intellectual health, this is where you value clear sensory perception and interpretation, and most importantly, you think with minimal bias. Intellectually healthy people can remember well and are often intellectually curious. They're discerning, that means they're wise, and consistently are good decision makers. So that's mental health. Body health is our second group, and there's 3 components that go to this one. But when your body is functioning optimally, from the cellular level to the system level, that's a good place to be. And again, 3 different groups here in body health. The first one is physical health. This is where you value the efficient and mobile operation of your body. This begins at the cellular level and extends to the 11 systems of the body: nervous, musculoskeletal, circulatory, respiratory, digestive, integumentary, urinary, reproductive, immune, lymphatic, and endocrine. And your 5 senses, your see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. Generally speaking, physically healthy people have mostly all systems and senses coordinated and fully operational with minimal disability. That's physical health. Recreational health is this. This is where you value the refreshment of leisure and play. This may be as physically rigorous as a 26K race, or as non-aerobic as playing video games or just chilling out. The need to do something for recreation is an essential element of the human biology and psychology. That's a common recreational tenet. Recreationally healthy people routinely dedicate non-work and non-home time to satisfying leisure activities. And the third aspect under body health is sexual health. Now there's some challenge on where do you put it. Is this a physical thing? Is this a mental thing? But for the purposes of this project, we have it here. And this is where you value your mindful sexual thoughts and corresponding physical expressions of the body. Sometimes these experiences are exhilarating, intimate, and bonding. Sexual expression is often limited by age, non-interest, social and religious norms, and also by the law. Generally, sexually healthy people have pleasurable sexual experiences that are safe, free of coercion, and free of violence. They're also comfortable with their level of sexual expression and engagement. And for the purposes of this project, the sexual aspect of human reproduction is considered under family health. The next category is social interactive health. This category is about the quality of your personal and social relationships. For the purposes of this project, social interactive health is divided into 4 health components. First one is family health. This is where you value the quality of relationships that you have with your family. These relationships may include your mom, dad, sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, grandparents, or even the cat and the dog. Generally, those with good family health have many quality, supportive family relationships with minimal unresolved family problems. We also have friend health in this group. This is where you value the quality of relationships that you have with non-family and non-love acquaintances. Generally, those with good friend health have at least one friend whom they can trust to be completely transparent with. They often share their intimate and cherished thoughts without concern of reprisal. The next one is love-mate health. This is where you value the quality of relationships you have with a mate, spouse, partner, boyfriend, or girlfriend. Although a sexual component may be paramount within your relationship, this component is not about sex. That's under sexual health. This is about the intimate, emotional, and intellectual bonding exclusive to that relationship. Love health may be limited by non-interest, opportunity, age, culture, or even the law. Those who possess a successful, satisfying love health relationship enjoy an enduring, dedicated, committed, selfless, and consistent relational experience. The fourth one in this category is spiritual health. This is where you value your belief in a power greater than yourself. To some, this is manifested as oneness with the universe. To others, this is part of the journey beyond this life and into the spirit world. Others may say, this is living purposely and eternally with God. To many, this is a component that considers eternal life. Yet others say, there's no spiritual world, there is no God, spiritual health does not exist, and probably shouldn't be included as a component of health. And external health is our fourth grouping. This is where the quality of your health is affected and sometimes controlled by external conditions. External health is divided into four components. The first one, environmental health. This is where you value the quality of the physical and mental conditions where you live. This includes and goes beyond clean air, clean water, and sustainability. Environmentally healthy people enjoy a safe and pleasant climate around them. The next one is financial health. This is where you value the finances and assets that you possess or generate that pay for your basic needs and pleasures. Generally, financially healthy adults or family units diligently prepare for their financial sustainability by sacrificing in the present to better enjoy the future. The next external health component is occupational health. This is where you value the quality of your work in the workplace, school, or even at home. Generally, your occupation provides you opportunities to create economic value and personal achievement. Occupationally healthy people find value and satisfaction in their work. The last one is political health. This is where you value the freedom of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Examples include freedom of expression, movement, religion, right to own property, vote, etc. Not all residents of our world experience this. So by now you should have a better understanding of the 13 components of health as defined by the National Health Priorities Project. Your professor will have a link to complete the survey. Once you're online with the survey, you will first see our request for you to participate. This is your informed consent. If you decide to participate, you will first be asked some standard demographic questions: geographic location, age, gender, racial identity, and estimated income levels, lower, middle, or upper, and 2 worldview questions. You will also be asked to contemplate the 13 components of health. You'll then need to prioritize them, starting with 1, finishing with number 13. And you can change these along the way as you go. This is expected to be a very challenging task that will require serious deliberation. Be sure to click Done when you finish the survey. The completed surveys will provide us an extensive data set. Over 2,000 students will be participating from all across the country. Thank you for being part of the National Health Priorities Project.